It's international hoop heaven, people. TV2, test number 2, right here, Homer Hoops. Their first meeting since the Commonwealth Games produced another barn burner between the Aussies and the Tall Blacks. Dickel's buzzer beater from downtown forced OT, and PC had this shot for the win.
And we know we're ready, you know. We felt like the last game got away from us, and, you know, tonight we want to come out and get a big win. You know, we know how important it is to get a win on our home court, so everyone in New Zealand public be ready. We're going to get a win tonight.
You know, we know we're going to have a battle on our hands, and New Zealand are just going to bring it every time we play them. So the guys are just going to play hard and just see how we go.
It's a sold-out Pettigrew Green Arena in Hawke's Bay. The Tall Blacks try and even the series against the Australian Boomers. Kia ora and welcome along to the Home of Hoops right here on TV2. I'm Chris Tupu, and for the Tall Blacks, this is the second match in a 14-game build-up that'll take them through to the 2006 World Championships in Japan. Well, 48 hours ago, right here, it was dramatic scenes. The Tall Blacks losing in overtime to the Boomers just by a single basket. They've sold out again in Taradale, the Hawke's Bay fans, right behind the Tall Blacks. 3,000 people expected here for this one, and they're going to get a chance to see Dylan Boucher. He's back in black. He returns from injury, and they'll also get a chance to see son of legendary basketballer Stan Hill, Ben Hill. That's right, folks. Ben Hill is playing his first test match ever for the Tall Blacks. What a moment for the Hill family, and he fully deserves to be there after a fantastic NBL season. So we're going to go to Bob Montai now. He's got the lineups for the second test in the Jeep International Series.
Thanks, Chris. For the second time in 48 hours, the Tall Blacks will seek to conquer the Twin Peaks in the guise of 7-footers Andrew Bogut and Chris Anstey. But this is exactly the test of character the Tall Blacks need. But Australia has so many other options with veterans like Jason Smith and power forward Sam McKinnon. If there's a weakness, it's in the guard line. Tonight, led by Aaron Bruce, a 21-year-old. The Tall Blacks will go with a very competitive lineup and a couple of surprises. Led by Captain Pero Cameron, he's joined by 2 new faces in the starting 5, 6'9" Craig Bradshaw and 6'5" forward Mika Bakona. Mark Dickel rounds out the starting 5. The benches of both teams will see plenty of action, and tonight we welcome Ben Hill, the son of Tall Black legend Stan Hill, and Dylan Boucher rejoins the Tall Blacks, but unfortunately Kirk Penny is out of action injured.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Fernware, cheering on the Tall Blacks.
Welcome, it's game number 2 on the journey to Japan. An overtime loss, a heartbreaker for the Tall Blacks 48 hours ago. Can they topple the Giants tonight, Chip Green?
Well, it's going to be a tall black order, Bob. There's no two ways about it. But if there is going to be a team that are going to take it to the Aussies right now, it's Tab Baldwin and the Tall Blacks, led by Pero Cameron. Certainly they've got an opportunity. Certainly they have the opportunity to win. And they have got the skills to be able to win. You know, one thing that I've got to say, during that haka that the Tall Blacks performed, I give great credit to the Australians. They stood on the halfway line, toe-to-toe, looking at the Tall Blacks right in their eyes. The challenge was thrown down. They looked straight back at Paul Winnington, Dylan Boucher, Pero Cameron and the boys. And afterwards, they applauded the Tall Blacks as they walked away. Great haka, great atmosphere, great commitment from both teams.
Lots of drama, and Chris Tupu checking the starting lineup for the Tall Blacks. What do you think? Craig Bradshaw and Mika Bakona.
I think it's a good move. Bakona will be able to muscle up with these Australians at pretty physical first test match the other night. And I think if the Tall Blacks can maintain their defensive pressure as they did in test number 1 and shoot the ball a bit better, I think it is going to be a fantastic second test match.
Here we go, round ball Raptors start again. Game 2, journey to Japan. The Aussies, unlike 48 hours ago, control the tap. They get first possession, and sharpshooter Jason Smith hurt the Tall Blacks. He almost throws it away. Bogut, the Milwaukee Bucks sitter, stolen by the Tall Blacks. Dickel gives it over to Jones. Goes straight in.
Well, that's a good move by Phil Jones. Immediately, rather than pull up for the jump shot, he had a go at Chris Anstey. That's good work by the Tall Blacks.
And Bruce misses the shot, reaches in and fouls Dickel. No whistle.
Well,
referees tonight, Kevin Few, Roger Shield of Australia, and Alan Dutton. Tall Blacks lose the ball. Symptomatic of a second test here. Early game jitters. Anstey going to be fouled by Pero Cameron. Put too much body on him.
Well, it's great. Anytime you've got a series, it's fantastic. Here we see the foul.
Anstey goes to the baseline, beats Pero baseline. The little elbow, Roger Shields saw a little elbow there, keeping him out of the space.
One of the things about series is you're going to see adjustments from both teams here. Small little adjustments made probably yesterday. And both teams, I expect both of them to make improvements on the first test match.
Oh, well, Tad Baldwin and the Tall Blacks have already made the first adjustment too, as you talk about it. They brought on someone, as you say, Mika Vicona and Craig Bradshaw. I think that's a great, great move. Couple of youngsters.
Well, Chris Anstey, the other 7-footer in the lineup, he got our vote for man of the match in that overtime win. Here's the big man, Bogut, going baseline against Bradshaw. Good defense from Bradshaw.
Great defense from Bradshaw. The thing that Bradshaw will bring to the party defensively against Bogut is his athletic quickness. He'll be able to just sit off him a little bit, but he's got a great leap. He's got long arms, and he's a solid defender.
Now Dickel closely marked by Aaron Bruce, a 21-year-old guard. I said before, there's a weakness in this lineup for Australia. It's at the point guard level. Vicona had the ball slapped away by Anstey, the 7-footer. 6'5" versus 7 feet. Oh, think about it.
That's not good mess. That's not good mess at all, Bob.
Smith misses a drive and comes back and fouls Pero Cameron.
The two captains going at it there. And Jason Smith, I said to him as he walked into the stadium, Bob, keep the daggers in your pocket tonight, Jason. We're sick of seeing them here in New Zealand. He said, I can't promise you anything, Jeff.
Flashes his saber there, and he draws his first foul. 8 minutes just over, remaining in the first period. Scoreless. 2 minutes of play, and neither team has scored. Jones from a long way out. There's nothing but a pinball machine lighting up at the end of that one.
Well, Jones was disappointed with his shooting after the first test, and that's a great start for Phil Jones. First shot on the board for him, 3-pointer.
Well, New Zealand jumped out to a 7-0 lead in the first test. They score first. In the second, McKinnon has to give it up. Into the corner it goes. Aaron Bruce, he's missed one already, and a push in the back. Bradshaw, you see his vertical leaping ability there. The window cleaner. Now he's got to get it over halfway. A little spin dribble, that's great.
There you see his ability to handle the ball as well against a Chris Anstey in the open court. He gets it over nice and safely.
7 seconds on the shot clock. Dickel into the lane, gives it out to the big man. Well, he's just warming up on those. Bradshaw bounds and goes back in. Yes.
A great offensive rebound by Craig Bradshaw, and in international basketball, and we saw the other night, offensive rebounding is a premium, is a plus.
5-0 run to start the ball game for the Tall Blacks, just as they did in game number 1.
Offensive foul called.
Looks like it's going to be Chris Anstey.
It is indeed.
Well, Anstey's he's a competitor. He goes over to Gavin Few, and one asks him and then tells him what was wrong with the call.
Well, he deigns to bend so low to smack little Mark Dickel. The 7-footer tickles Dickel. And he picks up his first foul. 5-0. Tall Blacks. Capacity crowd here at the Pettigrew Green Arena.
Oh, they love their basketball in Hawke's Bay.
Yes,
they
indeed.
love it.
Dickel kicks it out. Vicona, corner. Dickel go to Carol Cameron, trying to get around McKinnon. McKinnon's called for the foul. The elbow, yes, indeed.
Well, great aggressive play from the Tall Blacks early on.
Well, let's have a look at this, Bob, because what you'll see is, look, Pero Cameron, he had Sam McKinnon sort of wrong-footed, and he knew that, so he went the other way, and Sam had to put that elbow out to try and stop the steam train.
I like the shot, the balletic move by Pero. Meantime, Bogut goes down the lane. He fires it outside to Jason Smith, the man who can shoot anything, the eyes out of anything. Dickel, long pass ahead. Jones goes right, down the lane, off the glass. He's got it! 7-0!
Was that move from Phil Jones?
But you know what I like about that?
Super move.
That's the second time Phil Jones has gone to the basket. He shot the ball 3 times. Twice it's been going to the basket. There's the value of Mika Vicona defensively.
Well, Vicona getting into the mind of Sam McKinnon. Nice pass from McKinnon, finds Anstey, and finally they open their account. Low interest two-pointer.
That's the same scoreline as the first test, 7-2.
Jones at the top. Vicona's open for just a moment. They don't respect his shooting, so they're going to be off him a little bit. Dickel into the mess, and he throws it out to Jones. Reefton explodes.
Mark Dickel penetrating and causing all kinds of problems for the Australian interior defence.
Well, you know the secret about that, Toops. I said it the other night. The Tall Blacks have got to do things going to the basket, and they've shown that tonight in the first few minutes.
Tall Blacks shooting 4 of 7. The Boomers 1 of 6. That's the story of the ball game in the early moments here. 5 minutes. We're halfway through the first stanza, and Smith just warming up. Man, he has killed New Zealand from that place. Yeah, the last 2 games they've played, it's been all Jason Smith.
You're not going to worry about Jason Smith missing some jumpers early on. It's at the end of the ball game you've got to worry about Jason Smith.
Ball's kicked out of bounds by Jones, who just signals to the referee, yes indeed. And in the ball game comes Dylan Boucher. He missed game number 1, recovering from that bruising NBL final in which the Stars were torn apart really by the Hawks.
Well, you know, Dylan Boucher's insertion into this game, it's all about the defensive effort, the hustle. And, you know, the first thing he looks at stats is how many times did he touch the leather, Bob. Not about whether he got steals, how many times did he affect the basketball offensively for the other team.
Well, that's right. And he starts his movement now, non-stop. Bogut taking it baseline, and he's going to be blocked. Fouled by Craig Bradshaw, number 14. Bradshaw giving away about, 5-7 centimeters there.
That was a great shot just momentarily. The height disadvantage of Craig Bradshaw is standing next to an Andrew Bogut. You could see that clearly.
And the third 7-footer in the Aussie lineup, number 15, Halliwell in now. McKinnon spins. That's a class move.
That's a veteran going to work there, Sam McKinnon.
Now the Australians in a 1-2-2 zone. David Barlow knocks the ball out of bounds. But on its way out, it hits Boucher's knee, so it's a turnover. Timeout taken by the Tall Blacks, 4:16 left to play in the first period. And I love saying this, Tall Blacks 10, Boomers 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, the floor, Napier brass band.
Well, it's going to be a great start for the Tall Blacks, and Ted Baldwin will be talking with his players. We'll go down and listen.
Look, I want to run dribble if they're going to extend their pressure, okay? I want to run dribble. Everybody got it? You can play in the post as a 3-man, all right? You get an opportunity there, you take it, all right? This defense right now, I want 2. This defense, 1 time, 1 possession, okay? You feel? Craig, you all right? Don't pick up a dumb foul now, all right? As a matter of fact, Tony, get him right now. All right. Good defense. Come back. Hey, run the dribble.
Well, Bob, what was very interesting about Tab Baldwin just saying right there was, 1, Craig, don't pick up a dumb foul, which is good for the young fella to know. But more importantly, he said, well, no, let's not worry about that. Tony Rampton come in. But more importantly was the fact that he said to Pero Cameron, from the 3 spot, you've got an opportunity to post up, go down if you need to. You know, and that's understanding your strengths of your players. And like Pero depends who he's got defensively, he could go down low.
Well, that's right. And hometown crowd favorite, the Bishop, Pauda Winatana, number 20 in the ballgame for the Tall Blacks. Remember, a sellout crowd, 3,000 plus fans, and it's a rugby night in the Bay. Fancy that. McKinnon with a 3. The Iron Man.
Slamming Sam McKinnon. Shows his versatility. Gets up on the 3-pointer.
Boucher gives it up. Paul Henare free. That's nice ball movement coming off the picks. And Henare gets a good look. Boucher.
Winatana comes.
Yeah, that was 2-0.
Picks up a loose ball foul on the rebound.
Phil Jones for the Tall Blacks leading with 8 points. Sam McKinnon with 5 for the Boomers. 3.5 minutes to play in the first period. Tall Blacks lead shrinking here, 10-7. A pick by Halliwell. Frees up McKinnon for an instant. Goes to the rack and finds Bogut coming in from the weak side.
Well, Sam McKinnon has been very, very crucial to this Australian Boomers team, especially in the crunch, but he's showing up very early tonight.
Oh, Rampton, that's the stuff he needs. It goes low, and Rampton takes on Halliwell, goes straight to the rack. And he draws the foul. Well, 7-footer gets number 1.
He said it in a nutshell. He went straight to the rack, and that was the key for Tony Rampton on that play. Drew the foul.
Here we go. Gets the ball down nice and low, 1 dribble, and attacks the basket. That's what we talked about the other night for the Tall Blacks to do. They've got to have things going to the basket. It doesn't matter if they kick it out for the 3-point shot like the Boomers do, but as long as it's going to the basket first.
Well, you're right, Jeff. It just opens up so much more. Players have to come away from their man to pick up the open man. That's Rampton going to the hoop, and that opens up possibilities for a dish off and a 7-8-foot jumper. In the meantime, Rampton makes the 2 free throws.
Bit of pressure coming here from the Tall Blacks.
It's good. It slows them down. It makes them think. Just puts a little worm in the apple. They've got to think, scratch their heads and say, what are the Tall Blacks doing? McKinnon. Oh, nice kick out. That's their favorite play. Somebody takes it inside and dishes it out. Boucher to Henare. Corner. And look at them working it around the Boomer zone. The Boomers are going to make the Tall Blacks shoot from outside. Rampton gets his own rebound. He's hustling. The man is working. He's brought his shovel.
That's all right, and that's what you want Tony Rampton to do. Go to work on the boards, attack the basket. If he gets the ball offensively, just attack the bigs of the Australian Boomers, as he does here. Look, he gets the ball, he puts it on the floor, and he just attacks. But if you get the shot block, you get a shot block. But, like, you know, you get in there again. Good work, Tony Rampton. We're seeing a new Tony Rampton, a revitalised one maybe tonight, Toops.
Yeah, this is what we need from him. We don't have a big range of centres, you know, sitting on our bench ready to come in. And Rampton has really been aggressive early on in this first quarter, and he's helped the cause tremendously as he knocks down his second free throw.
4 free throws in a row now, Chris, and full court pressure continues here.
Oh, and Dylan Boucher just about got, he got another ball hit though.
Kendall almost had it stolen. Barlow, the shot is blocked, and the foul is committed by Casey Frank. Exuberance as he went after that ball and spiked it.
Oh,
but he also drove a spike into Barlow.
But let's have a look at it. Casey came across. Yeah, he got a lot of body.
Yep.
A lot of body.
And, foul.
Yeah, Gavin Few correctly called it, but the crowd weren't interested.
Well, David Barlow changed it up, went to the left, and drew the body foul, kept the ball away from the defender.
Well, Barlow averages 11 points per game for the Sydney Kings, the Australian National League. He's a big player, 2.05 meters. Makes 1, and it's a 14-10 ball game. Half-court trap now coming from the Boomers. Casey Frank throws it away, and McKinnon will slam this one.
Yeah, no.
Little finger roll.
Casey Frank had part of Winnington unattended, but he decided to go back to Paul Hennard.
Well, it's a really risky pass, the cross-court pass. You don't really need to throw that unless you have to. Better off going down the sidelines against any kind of half-court trap.
Well, the Tall Blacks under severe pressure now.
Another turnover.
A little too fancy from Kendall. Luke Kendall behind the back pass.
Coach Gorgon just glared at him. He's still glaring at him.
Well, again, we see Luke Kendall really playing the point guard position for the Australian Boomers. Aaron Bruce played the first few minutes and then was subbed out. Maybe we're going to see more of Kendall in the future for this Australian side playing the point.
Casey Frank overcooking it there. He probably should have tried to put up the shot. Even though it might have been blocked, he could have drawn the foul.
Yeah, he's done a couple of things that are uncharacteristic for Casey.
And here we go. Point guard Stephen Markovic comes into the game for Sam McKinnon.
Well, McKinnon's their Iron Man. One of the veterans, 31 years old. 29, I believe. Frank from the three-point line. In and out.
Oh, look at Dylan Boucher. He was right in there on Wade Halliwell. Just about got another steal. Oh, my goodness.
Kendall called for the charge.
No. That was a blocking foul on Paul Hennard. And the crowd let Gavin Few know that was not the call to make, Gavin.
Oh, my heart got there before the word did, Chip.
Look, there it is. Clearly he did block as Luke Kendall came around, and the hometown crowd didn't want to see that from their boy.
The Tall Blacks in the bonus already, so 2 shots for Australia.
Well, the Tall Blacks are rattled by the half-court trap of the Australians. They've given up a couple of turnovers here. That's hurt them. And the Aussies are scoring off free throws at the moment. Well, that's 3 of 4 from the free throw line, and the full-court pressure continues. Back to Frank. This time it goes to Boucher down the side, and they break the press.
Well, right now they've got no starters on the floor, as do the Tall Blacks.
Tied ball game again.
Boucher inside, kicks it out to Hinare. 6 seconds on the shot clock, and he's tripped. Foul's going to be on Chris Anstey.
Wade Halliwell. 15. Here we go. Paulie goes down the lane. Yeah, it was...
well, it could be either one, Markovic.
No. Yeah, it was Markovic. Markovic was the fella. Hello, is that Markovic? Yeah.
Markovic picks up his first. Henry can't buy the free throw. It's 14-all. We got 1 minute, 14 seconds to play in the first period. Great start by the Tall Blacks again. They ripped into a 7-0 lead, as they did in the first test. Then Aussie pressure, defensive lies, got them back into the ball game. They were a bit humbled, a bit embarrassed. The other night, they did not like what happened to them. Barlow, so aggressive on that offensive board. The Tall Blacks almost lose it. Here's Powder win it. Tana gets a 2.
Oh, Powder, you should have brought the house down on that one.
2 points for the hometown hero.
Straight back with pressure, defensive pressure from the Tall Blacks, and Barlow is not happy.
He's drawn blood.
Bit of blood
on the elbow.
Way goes to the blood bin. And replacing him, well, you replace aggression and height with class. Here's Brad Newley. And this young player, number 8, is reputed to be one of the best guards, number 2 players ever to come out of Australia, and they're looking for him to gain an NBA contract within 12, 18 months, Jeff.
Well, you know, Brad Newley can play. There's no 2 ways about it. Big reps in Australia over him. A lot of people, a lot of experts, guys that have been around a lot longer than I have said that this kid's got the goods.
Well, I hope he's forgotten them back in the motel for tonight.
Here we go, Brad Newley on screen there, Bob. That's the face of the future in terms of Australian basketball. Maybe the next NBA star.
I want to say it again. 3,000 fans have packed Pettigrew Green Arena, and tonight is a rugby night in the Bay. Well, don't you love this game?
I've got to say, the crowds here in Hawke's Bay have been fantastic all year long, and tonight is no different. I think this one was sold out for a number of days now, this Friday Test match.
Barlow being attended to by the trainer. A cut on his elbow. He didn't look particularly happy with it either. He must have taken a real bump.
Yeah, the referee's just getting rid of any excess blood down near the baseline. Alan Godden doing a bit of wiping up.
And there goes David Barlow. He's off to the locker room. May need more than just a wipe up of the blood.
Well, Barlow's another one of these sort of battalions of younger players, 22 years old, well over 2 meters tall. Here we go, last minute of play. We're down to 45 seconds. Tall Blacks by 2, 16-14. Anstey pops out, tries to hit the 3 and misses. So the Tall Blacks with possession, chance to extend their lead. And now the Boomers have gone to a man-to-man defense. Henry gives it up to the big man. Pero Cameron brushes Anstey aside. Winatana against Newley. Farrell.
4
3, 2.
seconds.
He's got to hook it. There it is, the jump hook. Couldn't put it down. And Halliwell comes away with a rebound. They had a good look. And Kendall couldn't put it down.
Need to get a shot up,
Jones. Oh, off the glass, but it just will not go in. At the end of the first 10 minutes of play, the Tall Blacks lead the Australian Boomers 16-14. On the first period of play, the Tall Blacks scored first and often. They jumped out to a 7-point lead. Cameron, Phil Jones. Bradshaw started the game. Great to see him, and he muscles up over Bogut. Winatana gets a runaway too, but the Australians came back and they trailed the Tall Blacks by 2, 16-14. And by comparison, Chris, first test it was 16-12 Tall Blacks.
Yeah, no, it's a similar, similar outcome really at this first test match. 7 turnovers there for the Tall Blacks. Probably too many, really, if you're looking at a game where you want to get maybe 15 and below. But some good shooting early on from the Tall Blacks. And Phil Jones starting out hot. 8 first quarter points.
Well, you're right, Chris. Shooting percentage is going to be crucial. The Tall Blacks shot 35% of the first game and still had the game within grasp on that last heave, that last 3-point heave in overtime for Pero Cameron. If they can shoot 45%, they're currently shooting 42, they're going to win.
Their defense, I mean, has been solid in that first test in this first quarter. Very good again. So if they can just continue their team defense and, improve on their shooting percentage, I think it's going to be a fantastic finish to the second test match.
Well, we've got a very small lineup out there. We got Phil Jones, Paul Henare, Pauta Winatana, and then you got Pero Cameron and Casey Frank going against sort of the multiple peaks, the big mountainous range the Boomers can put on the floor. Anstey, McKinnon back in the game, Halliwell, so 2 7-footers. Markovic picks up foul number 2, I believe. Or was it Newley?
No, it was Markovic. As Pauta Winatana went through the lane, he really did hold him up.
Tall Blacks inbound the ball. Statistics in that first period pretty close. Overall, rebounds 10 each. Little fadeaway jumper by Pero Cameron, and over the back, Anstey is going to pick up a foul.
Yeah, Casey Frank went for the rebound.
Well, he had good position, didn't he?
He did have good position.
Doesn't matter how tall the player is, if you can get in there and get good position, then you'll get him coming over your back.
Pero Cameron just steps outside, tries to hit the 3, but again he misses. That's 2 misses. 16-14, Tall Blacks still by 2. Second period of play. Boomers throwing it around the outside of the Tall Black zone, and from the corner, Markovic can't hit it, but Halliwell gets the offensive board. The Tall Blacks cannot afford to give up offensive rebounds. It's got to be a one-shot offense for the Boomers. Anstey goes inside. He's on the deck and complaining. No whistle.
Well, he threw the little teardrop, but there was nothing happening. Oh, and there's a charge taken by Wade Halliwell, and that'll be second one on Paul Henare. Here we go. Yeah,
He's moving his feet.
He was moving his feet, Bob, but he did really have good defensive position.
He can't do that. Paulie's one of the heroes from Hawke's Bay.
Sorry, that was a foul on Wade Halliwell then.
Yeah, straighten up, Jeff.
Yeah, does that please the fans?
Mark Dickel checks back into the game.
Read your script. Tab Baldwin trying to get his team on top of the Aussies for once here. They'll play 2 more times in Australia next week. A 4-game series to start the journey to Japan. For both teams, actually. Markovic in the lane. Bogut. Oh, nice pass to McKinnon underneath.
That was a lovely pass by Andrew Bogut to a cutting Sam McKinnon.
Well, McKinnon is just so invaluable to this Australian team, the veteran.
Well, he ties the scores up again, and he's got 9 points in the ball game. Sam McKinnon is...
Great answers, but he answers with an assist from Phil Jones. Phil Jones has shot 1 3-pointer, and everything else has been going to the basket. Perhaps someone listened to us the other night, Bob.
Well, he's played so well. Jones, a couple of assists here.
Done a great job, the Reefton kid, Phil Jones.
He's
in the groove tonight.
Walking basketball smarts. There's basketball intelligence personified. Phil Jones. On your feet, Reefton. Let's hear a little noise.
Oh, you know they'll be watching down there.
18-16, Tall Blacks by 2. Just over 8 minutes to play in the first half. Russell Hinder, who played in the NBL a couple years ago. Welcome back, Russell. Throw it out of bounds, mate. Bogut backing in against Casey Frank. And Frank holding his ground. Bogut just sort of drew the foul.
Yeah, but you'll see in the replay, Bob, that like Bogut got position on him down low. Look, and then Casey can't complain. He raked them across 2 arms, not just 1 arm, both arms. So Casey can't complain about that foul.
Well, what a moment. Ben Hill has just checked into his very first Tall Black match.
There he is, Big Benny.
What a proud moment for the Hill family. Great to see him. He's had such a good NBL season.
And because his mum is here tonight, there she is. Oh, she's walking away from the corporate box from him.
She's asking him if he put clean socks on.
No, she's got a video camera out. There she is, Mandy Hill, proud mum.
Oh, indeed. Hey, Ben's got his first rebound. An easy one it was. Mark Dickel back in the ballgame at point guard. 18-17, Tall Blacks by 1.
Well, let's see a couple of bombs from Benny Hill. That's what I want to see.
I want to see them too.
Trail the court and hit the 3.
Benny Hill, talk to me about that, son. That's what it's all about.
That is lovely stuff from the big guy, Ben Hill. First touch, second touch of the ball, rebound with the first touch, makes his first shot.
Well, he's got his stats on already, so he's a happy camper.
Oh, yes, and Hinder's fouled Sparky Dickel in there, the littlest man.
You know, and because Toops and I have had a lot to do with Benny, so we're real happy. Here's Russell Hinder. He gets hacked from behind Sparky Dickel, but...
Well, the thing you got to like about Ben Hill is that he's worked on his game. He's lost some weight. He's in good shape right now. You know, we all know that he can shoot the ball. But I think the biggest thing that was stopping him was his size.
Well,
and he's trimmed down a bit.
The other thing is his first shot in international basketball will be remembered for shooting it over Andrew Bogut.
Well, the other thing I like about Ben Hill, he's using that size a bit better. He's getting pretty grumpy under the boards.
Oh, there's a second rebound.
Markovic should have been called for the foul. No whistle, however, and the Boomers just basically steal the ball away from the Tall Blacks. That's full court pressure, surprises the Tall Blacks, 2 points behind. Tab Baldwin will not be happy with that. Another turnover, and it goes to Bogut, guarded by young Ben Hill.
Look at the mismatch, and size-wise.
And Benny says, welcome to New Zealand.
Well, the crowd don't like it as well. They love it here in the Bay. They love their basketball.
Well, I think they're smart fans too. They understand the game.
Here we go. Look at the size differential here.
Well, it should be a turnover. Bogut left his feet going into that
Benny.
ruck.
Yeah, no way. Come on, Ref. What are you talking about? That's what Benny says. He says he flopped.
Bogut makes a free throw, and it's a 1-point ball game. 6:51 to play in the first half.
You don't get yellow cards in basketball, do you, if you flop?
No, you don't. You don't. You just get a rousing hoot from the crowd. Carol Cameron gets the rebound, so 1 of 2 from the free throw line, and Dickel, under tremendous pressure, gives it up to Phil Jones, who's got 3. Oh, no, in and out. A head that counted. Remains a 1-point ball game. Markovic guarded by Dickel into the corner. Newley against Vicona. Now they're going inside to Bogut every time. Bogut, mismatch, bounce inside, misses the shot. Bogut's not happy.
Oh, yeah, someone like Andrew Bogut, he's going to come back. Don't worry about that. He may be unhappy about that play, but, gee, he's a quality player.
Hey, you love it. You love it.
Vicona.
Well, I like how the Kiwi guys are just catching the ball, and they're not hesitating, Jeff. They're just going up for their shots and playing basketball. Great stuff.
Perhaps there was a sale on at the warehouse for turnaround jumpers. Maybe Vicona got one.
I hope he gave Bogut a little wink as he came down, and Bogut gets pushed by Ben Hill again. Now Ben's got to watch it. Fouls counting up on him. That's number 2.
Yeah, probably just needs to give him a little bit more space here.
Boom.
That was it.
Now, Bogut would face 3 times that kind of contact in any NBA game, Jeff. He's used to that.
He's used to being bumped around, you know, by a lot bigger guys. Like, look, he had to battle against Shaquille O'Neal from the Miami Heat.
Benny's just making conversation. That's not a foul. Bogut misses the free throw. 22-19 Tall Blacks. He's got 1 of 2 once again.
There's Gorgon pacing the sideline.
Half-court trap continues. Dickel under pressure. They break it. Phil Jones had a chance, but the opportunity just closed up in the blink of an eye. Dickel over to Jones, all alone. Can't hit the 3. Gets his own rebound into the corner, and he throws it off Russell Hinder. Tall Blacks. The shot clock was reset. That came off a missed shot, so 22-20. 5:38 to play in the first half.
Oh, here's the bomb.
You beauty. You beauty.
That's what I'm talking about, Ben Hill.
2 of 2.
The bomb was right there. You could see it developing, and as soon as they got it to Ben Hill, everyone in New Zealand knew what he was going to do with it.
Throw another bomb on the Barbie. Hinder gives it to Bogut, ends up with it.
Oh, great play, great interaction by the Australian Boomers. They really are a smooth outfit.
Vicuna passes up the shot. Inside it goes. Ben Hill against Bogut. These two are becoming fast friends.
You love it. It's the Benny Hill show. It's the Benny Hill show, I'm telling you, Bob.
The look on Bogut's face was indescribable.
He just posted and roasted Andrew Bogut down low in the block there. 3rd basket for Ben Hill. Fantastic start for him.
Bogut goes over to the referee and says, I'll have Shaquille O'Neal anytime. Get this man out of here.
Well, you know one thing Bogut wants to know. He said to the referee, you're a Kiwi. Who the heck is this kid? I heard his dad could play. I didn't know he could play. Benny Hill takes a well-deserved break. And what a great way to start your international career against Andrew Bogut, of all.
I love it because Ben Hill is just doing what he's done all year long. Make big shots inside and outside.
His whole career. Everyone in New Zealand knows he can shoot the bomb like that. But you're right, Tooks. This year he's done an exceptionally good job.
2 free throws from Newley cuts the lead to 27-24. 4 minutes, 40 seconds. Boucher comes back into the ball game, so as does Craig Bradshaw. And again, the trap, the half-court trap. It's a tough defense to get past, but Dickel quick enough to slide down the baseline. That's a no-no on that half-court trap.
Oh, well, they got Bogut for a blocking foul. Dylan Boucher had nowhere to go on that drive. Bogut thought he played really good defense. Here we go. Let's have a look at it, Bob. Dylan goes down low. The referee just got in the way. We just couldn't see the end of it.
Oh, Boucher misses. That's a gimme putt. And it didn't go down. down, 27-24. Score remains. Bradshaw. Bogut wants space to roam. Inside it goes. And it's number 11, Alex Marich. The leading rebounder at the University of Nebraska, freshman rebounder.
Didn't play in the first test match.
Oh, he featured in their under-21 squad that won the World Championships. Another big body, 2.10 meters tall.
Talk English, Bob.
That's tall, Jeff, very tall.
I've got a lot of people asking me about this meter height. And there you go, the Tall Blacks turn it over again. Tad Baldwin is not happy. He's just glaring at some of the boys as they come back in.
Well, 11 turnovers for the Tall Blacks already. We've still got 3 minutes to go in this second quarter. That's too many for them.
Yeah, that was a great shot of Coach Tad Baldwin.
Well, Burger King timeout taken, 3:56 to play. Here's the Tall Black bench.
I don't think he's a good player, all right? I want to attack him now. I want to go inside and attack him. You need to get the foul on him. You need to get the foul on him if he matches up with you, all right? So let's run shirts down, high, see if you can attack him with the dribble, all right? I need about a minute or two out of you, okay? Let's go to defense. Don't miss easy layups. Don't make mistakes. Don't turn the ball over. Play good up-tempo, efficient basketball. To defense. Let's go. We know. Let's go.
Well, Chris Tupou, I see you're writing down a statistic there, and Tab's talking about it. Tell us.
Well, it's the margin for error, and he talked about the little things. We can't miss those little 2-foot layups. You know, we've got to make sure that any little opportunity we get, we've got to capitalize on it. There's no room for error, and he's right.
That's right, and they've got to cut out the turnovers. 11 turnovers already for the Tall Blacks, and that's compliments of that tough half-court zone defense being played by the Boomers. Dickel and Hanare, Frank and Hill all on 2 fouls for the Tall Blacks. Markovich and Anstey on 2 fouls for the Boomers. Anstey, no, that's Newley smacked in the jaw. Craig Bradshaw, not intentional.
But Brad Newley knew exactly what he wanted to do with it. As soon as he got it, he broke Bradshaw down defensively and took him straight to the rack.
Oh, he's so quick off the dribble, and he knows he's got
consequently
a mismatch there.
Consequently, Bradshaw's on his way to the bench, and in comes Tony Rampton. Ramps had a good little stint in the first quarter.
He sure did.
Well, we've seen solid contributions from everyone from the Tall Blacks, really, that stepped in.
Yeah, the problem is the turnovers, as Tad Baldwin said. It was turnovers, missing the gimme putts, the little layups that need to be made, the simple things.
Well, the Boomers making 1 of 2, basically, from the free throw line every trip they get. 10 of 16, 63%. They're not going to be happy with that, but still they're within 2 points here. 27-25. Tall Blacks, 3.5 minutes clinging to a lead. Perro.
Well, there's the guy that Tad Baldwin wanted Perro Cameron to attack.
Alex Marich.
That's what he wanted to do. That's what he said in the timeout. Let's attack him. And that's exactly what Perro Cameron... Oh, a dagger. By Brad Newley.
Yep. This boy can shoot. Look out. 29-28 with that 3-pointer. Tall Blacks score 2. The Boomers come back with 3. 1-point lead. Phil Jones gives it up. Boucher, baseline, nice little pass inside. Ball's knocked out of bounds by Marich. Alex Marich plays at the University of Nebraska, freshman there. Record holder for rebounds in his freshman year.
Well, look at that injury that Dylan Boucher's carrying on his elbow. He tore the skin off his elbow in the final, the New Zealand NBL final last week.
Boucher waves Dickel away. Comes to Perro Cameron. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Boucher's got to put it up. He put blocked, and the foul is going to be called.
Take your pick, and Alan Godden has to take his pick, but he's going to tag Brad Newley with the foul because there was a number of Australians there that could have fouled there. Dylan Boucher, we thought he was faked too long. One fake, yeah, Brad Newley got him, and you could have said Alex Marich got him as well. So it wasn't that hard for referee Alan Godden to pick. He had one of three.
One of the things that counted against Newley as he came down very hard in a chopping motion downwards. And no matter how much leather you get, the referee's going to see or think contact.
You teach your kids to hit upwards. At least then the referees are saying, well, you're making an honest attempt at it.
Well, there's Jeremiah Truman, the 19-year-old new Tall Black from Nelson. Sitting out tonight along with Kirk Tenney. As Boucher misses his second, but gets it on the rebound.
No, Roger Shields said that Pero Cameron came into the lane too early.
Well, that's interesting. Pero Cameron was backing away from the lane when that call was made. Boucher anticipated the miss perfectly, ran over to get his own rebound, but never mind. Ball goes to Australia. Bogut tries to find Marich.
Yeah, that was unlucky for Phil Jones. He did have his hand out, but he also had that big size 11 out there. Hit his foot.
So, ball's inbounded. Bogut puts it on the floor, and he's tied up. He's in the lane. It's got to be a 3-second call. There was none. He misses a shot. Triple teamed Andrew Bogut, and Dickel just trying to pick up a foul. Inside, Tony Rampton.
And that's exactly, now the Tall Blacks are attacking with Tony Rampton on Alex Marich. Exactly what Tab Baldwin asked.
Well, Gorgin's gone straight to the bench, and I'm sure that Marich will be the guy. No, Anstey's coming in to give Bogut a break.
Marich knew he was in trouble, and he was trying to shove, just throw Rampton out of the way so he could front him up on defense. Too late. And Rampton on the free throw line. Couple of free throws to come.
T-Ran click. Makes the first one. There's Andrew Bogut.
The #1 draft in the NBA in 2005. Never before has someone outside the United States been the #1 draft.
You know, and what a nice guy. Andrew Bogut is a nice guy. Like on the court, he gives 120%, and he's angry, and he's really aggressive for his country. But oh, here we go. The Benny Hill show is back on.
Hey, here comes Grumpy Benny. Get in there and push some people around, Ben, but don't foul. Not unnecessarily. Now we got half-court pressure coming from the Tall Blacks, and Anstey sort of caught for just a moment. Markovic, that is, gets it. Well, Anstey, you see the value of a 7-footer. Comes from nowhere, so high to get that rebound into the corner. Anstey can shoot a 3.
Oh, good defense, Dylan Boucher on Anstey.
Boucher tattooing his forehead there. And Dickel, the little man. And Tony Rampton ran interference. He's certainly Dick Markovic.
Well, if we're in the NFL, that would have been a great offensive play by the offensive line. Tony Rampton.
It's a perfect body block. The player scores.
6-point lead for the Tall Blacks.
Anstey can't go anywhere, and he's confused. He's angry. The whole Boomer squad. And there it is, hand on the leather. And they miss a shot, and Ben Hill breaks into the rebounding category now. And a big rebound for the Tall Blacks. 34-28, 1:13. The first half. Rampton, he's held. There was no call.
Oh, good save by Dylan Boucher and Tony Rampton.
Phil Jones, far court. Dickel trying to get people to come out. Set a pick. And Phil Jones launches a 3. That's a bomb. That's a Boomer bomb.
The Reefton kid, Philly Jones, with another long-range 3.
Is Sparky Dickel pumped up or what?
Look at Sparky. He is on the defensive end now. He not only controls the offense, he's now telling the boys where to go defensively. Sparky Dickel, what a great point guard. Look at him. He's the cheerleader. He's got the pom-poms out.
50% shooting from the Tall Blacks. They hang around this mark. The Boomers are in trouble. Big trouble. Anstey steps on the line. Roger Shield makes a call. Turnover goes Tall Blacks' way. 11 turnovers, Tall Blacks 9 with that one on the Boomers. And we got a timeout taken with 35 seconds left to play in the first half. 9 points to lead. Tall Blacks 37. Boomers sitting on 28.
Well, let's go down and see what Brian Goorjian and the Australian coaching staff are going to come up with and talk to the Boomers about.
Now Gorgon steps into the huddle after that little conversation with his assistant coaches. Here he is.
And they're playing harder than us. Simple as that. On the second side, listen up. On the second side, you got to get that ball down to the baseline. So a quick swing when you catch down at that baseline, this guy's got to dive and you got to lift. All right? We get that skip. And you got that again. We're playing above the foul line. We got to get that ball down. Listen up. You got to do a job on the board. You had a nice deep catch. You got to hustle on this end of the floor and top the flare screen. Top the flare screen.
Well, Gorgon's adamant they're playing the game. In fact, this is a contrast to the other night. The Boomers now are playing the game up around the free throw line and higher, as were the Tall Blacks the other night. And I said the other night, the Tall Blacks need to do things going to the basket. Brian Gorgon now wants the Boomers to get the ball lower than the free throw line, get the ball down low and make things happen. Don't try and do it from outside.
Well, that's right. Carol Cameron puts the ball on the floor and Benny Hill back in the ballgame. Misses the three. Aaron Olsen in the game now for the Tall Blacks. Just couldn't get his hands on that rebound. Time ticking away. We're down to 15 seconds. 37-28. Tall Blacks by 9. First half. Jason Smith looks inside. Marich backs out underneath Anstey. Has it knocked away. Carol Cameron's got it. 1 second to go. Dickel gives it to Olsen. It's too late. Hooter went off. Basket does not count. But hey, listen to this and listen very carefully, New Zealand. The Tall Blacks lead the Boomers 37-28 at halftime, and step number 2 on the way. Journey to Japan. Full house here at Pettigrew Green Arena. They love it.
Tonight's competition, students and their tutors present a dance piece from the Hot Summer's Night in Hawks.
The Tall Blacks will be playing 14 games. They've played one already, an overtime loss to the Australians. And we'll go down to Chris Tupu talking with injured Tall Black Kirk Penny.
Well, Kirk Penny, nice view for you from the sideline there. Great first half from the Tall Black side.
Definitely a good first half. Defensively, we really stepped it up and played good Kiwi basketball. Really tough. Didn't give Bogut anything down low. And down the offensive end, Benny Hill stepped up for us. Did a great job, and Tony Randon took it to the basket. That's what we've got to do.
Benny Hill, come on. Let's talk about him, buddy. Fantastic. First touch of the ball, rebound, next shot, basket. What do you think of his play?
Now, obviously, he was sitting there, a couple of nights ago wanting to be out there. And tonight he came out and he's really helped us out. A big lift and just played with confidence. That's what we need out of him, and great contribution so far.
And Kirk, second half, what can we expect from the Tall Black side?
Well, defensively, we're going to keep doing what we're doing, just giving them nothing easy. And, we're executing a lot better than the first game, and that's to be expected, Another game together, and we're looking good right now, but, obviously a lot of work to do.
Kirk, thanks for taking time to talk to us, buddy. Good luck in the second half. Go the Tall Blacks.
Cheers, dudes. Bye, guys.
Okay, we're going to take a break, but hurry back. You do not want to miss any of this action. To this second test, Phil Jones starts it out with a three-pointer, and the Tall Blacks rip into a 7-point lead. Craig Bradshaw starting tonight gets his first 2, but Iron Man Sam McKinnon counters. A runaway 2 from the Bishop, and at the end of the first quarter, there was Tall Blacks by 2, 16-14. Second period of play, the Tall Blacks continued to apply the pressure. A great feed and a dunk from Casey Frank, and here's the debutante. Stan Hill must be proud. Son Ben hits the first of 2 threes. Mika Bakana gives a little smile to Andrew Bogut and drops 2. But McKinnon feeds Bogut, ever present, the big man. At halftime, it's Tall Blacks 37-28.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Fernware, cheering on the Tall Blacks.
Jeff Green, there's one simple explanation for this. I keep talking about shooting percentage. Here we have it. The Tall Blacks in the first half shooting 48%. They're 4 of 10 from the three-point line. The Boomers, on the other hand, shooting 2 of 12 from 3 points, and field goals-wise, 31%. That tells the whole story.
It tells you a big, big story. The fact that the Boomers are not shooting the ball well. This is a total reversal of game one, the first test, where that was the percentage the Tall Blacks were shooting. Now it's come back around, and the shoe is on the other foot. However, we're all excited, and we want to be excited for the Tall Blacks, but remember, the Australian Boomers, for the last 4 games that these two teams have played, have come from behind every game with guys like Jason Smith throwing daggers too.
Well, they have. We know they can score in bunches, and they're a quality side. I think, you know, that shooting percentage really for the Australians, credit the tough team defense from the New Zealanders. They've just picked up where they left off in test number 1, and they've come out aggressive at the defensive end, and that's flowed on to their offense.
And what helps the Tall Black shooting percentage, Bob, is a lot of it has been going to the basket. That's been the key for the Tall Black game. Everything going to the basket.
Well, you're right there, Jeff. Second half underway. McKinnon gives up the ball. Jason Smith starting. Anstey, Bogut. And Aaron Bruce, the guard, gets the pass. Nice reverse layup. Geez, he ducked out of trouble there. Did a reverse layup and got the 2. That was a great little move.
Yeah, he certainly did duck out of trouble too.
That's his first basket in the 1.5 test matches. Foul trouble. The first test match, Aaron Bruce, the point guard for Australia.
Dickel gets the ball into Pero Cameron, and Bradshaw has to take the 3, and he's happy to do so.
Well, we saw Craig Bradshaw shooting a lot of jumpers at yesterday's session. In practice, he stayed after practice and shot a lot of jumpers just from that spot.
Jason Smith goes baseline. Anstey's got it. Here's the big 7-footer. Gives it back inside. Little mismatch. Forces it up, and Bradshaw is just growing in stature with every minute he plays in every game.
Certainly wiped the glass there of the rebound.
Mika Vakona goes to the rack, and he gets 2. He had a little jump shot.
That's the value of Mika Vakona. You know, he doesn't worry about his jump shot. He has worked on it, but he took big Andrew Bogut straight to the rack.
I like the group they've got out there at the moment. They're very mobile. Bradshaw in the block.
Biggest lead of the night now, 42-30. 12 points. Bogut backing in against Bradshaw. Off the glass, it refuses to drop, and Bradshaw not only frustrates the shot, but he wipes the window. Dickel inside, kicks it out. Bradshaw passes up the 3. 14 on the shot clock. Dickel comes high, can't get it. Into the corner, Vakona. He's got a one-on-one here. He comes high, almost loses the ball. Time ticking away here. Pero just wasn't aware of the time on the shot clock. He had a look at a 3. So a defensive stop from the Boomers.
12 points the lead for the Tall Blacks. The biggest in the match so far.
Bradshaw bumps. And Bogut just walks his way into the basket, backing with each step. And Bradshaw picks up the foul. That's going to be foul number 3 on Bradshaw, I do believe. Not much you can do here.
Yeah, well, except Craig Bradshaw, and nothing he could do other than slap.
Well, you hope he
Bogut
trips
into the face.
Just hope he trips on his way in.
No double team that time for Bogut in the block.
Well, their woeful free throw shooting continues here as Bogut misses the first. They're shooting as a team 10 of 17, 59%. Brian Gorgon will be most unhappy about that. 10 of 18. Another loss.
That's 2
Another miss.
Missed free throws by Andrew Bogut.
Now Dickel signals. The big man comes high into the corner. Jones, quick as a wink. He's got 3.
Well, and look at Andrew Bogut. Did you see the expression and the words that came out of his mouth then, Toops?
No, I didn't, but I know that the radars are tuned in for the Tall Black shooters.
Well, we'll get some lip readers in after the game to study the tapes, if you like.
Yeah, no, I don't think we can do it on public television, Bob.
Okay.
Because Bogut was just not happy with himself defensively.
Well, since he didn't get a red card, it doesn't matter anyway. 45-30. Bogut, nice little left-handed shot.
Beautiful.
The guy is almost unstoppable if he's got time and a little bit of room to move.
Well, that time we saw his skills off the dribble. Got a little bit of a crossover.
And the little left-hand hook.
Yeah, left hand.
A nice little pass from Dickel, and a big man pays him the compliment of dropping the three.
Well, so much time for the big fella to size up that trade. It's too easy for the big fella.
Yeah, Gorgian took a look at his bench and said, I need someone to come out there and play some defense. Because you can't afford to let Pero Cameron get his radar going like Phil Jones.
Well, Bogut trying to draw a foul. They're a little bit of a Hollywood.
And that was a great shot there of Coach Brian Gorgian, rubbing the head both ways to see if he can get some magic going.
Well, the Tall Blacks shooting a hot 54%.
McKinnon and Pero Cameron pushing before the ball was inbounded, and McKinnon shot out of a cannon, ends up at free throw line. I know who won that one. Newley misses a shot. Rampton throws it away. He got such an easy rebound.
And who was there? Oh, Jason Smith. The dagger thrower from the Sydney Kings. He is everywhere. He has just been a pain.
It's the little
Tall
things.
Blacks.
It's the little things. Rampton gets a great rebound and then throws the ball away.
Well, he didn't throw it away. He didn't throw it away. He threw it straight to Jason Smith.
The mental lapse creates a turnover, and Smith on the line.
It's those little things that Tab Baldwin talked about. The little rebounds, the little missed layups, the bad passes, the turnovers. They're the things that kill the Tall Blacks when they're on a run. And this man on screen.
This man is like Freddy Krueger. He haunts the Tall Blacks. This guy has so often stuck the dagger in the Tall Blacks. He gets 2 free throws.
He is a Freddy Krueger in terms of the Tall Black, but what a nice guy off the court.
Pressure coming again from the Australians. Bit of a half-court trap.
Dickel so quick off the dribble. And now look at him directing. Like a symphony director. And Phil Jones has his shot partially blocked by Newley. And they give the ball over to the Australians. Now Newley hit that shot. Jones was not that far off target, but never mind, the referees missed it. 48-34. Tall Blacks by 14, 5:49 left in the third period.
Newly missed Smith. He was wide open in the corner.
Dickel, another rebound, almost throws it away. Bouncer saves it. Goes inside to Rampton, could not hang on to it.
No, Sam McKinnon got a hand to it. He said that Sam McKinnon got a hand to it, so fortunate for the Tall Blacks.
Well, you can see the intensity from this Australian side. They know they're in a battle here.
Well, they got to pick up their game. They must pick up their game. So often they do. I believe once they get this team clicking, they're true semifinal prospects.
And they'll grab Pero Cameron with a foul there.
Oh,
yep. He and Sam McKinnon got hooked up together. They went dancing, and unfortunately, Pero wasn't the guy that was meant to be leading.
Well, there's a little bit of a war going on between these two.
Look at this. Both of them pushing and shoving. Pero's got his arms hooked and threw him to the ground. That's great camera work. Great camera work, boys.
Someone from above was looking down at those players.
Well, Cameron now with 3 fouls, critical. He's going to take a seat on the bench. Bradshaw's the other Tall Black with 3 fouls. So 2 of the big guys for the Tall Blacks in foul trouble.
Yeah, that could be very, very costly down the stretch. Newley gives it up. McKinnon. Aaron Bruce. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Bogut gives it off. Bruce kicks it out. Probably too much time. Bogut, he misses it. Rebounded quickly, and Dickel over halfway like lightning.
Yeah, no, that was a silly foul by Tony Rampton. He came straight down on the block and just threw an elbow straight at Andrew Bogut. And Roger Seals had no problem in calling an offensive foul.
Well, the game is settled into sort of trench warfare right now. You look at the scoring, 37-28 at halftime. It was 34-31 to the Tall Blacks in the first test. This is trench warfare.
Well, keep your eye on Rampton and Bogut down low. It's a battle.
They are battling. They're throwing elbows at each other.
He wants the ball.
Bogut double team now. Dickel, if he puts the ball on the floor and comes high, Dickel's going to go after it. He does, and Bogut pushed out of bounds. He takes steps. Steps is a call from Gavin Few.
And look at the glare. Look at the glare from Andrew Bogut. He just glared at Gavin Few. Oh, lovely stuff.
Watch Dickel, the little maestro out front. I'm sure he's got a baton in his hand. He's directing the symphony. Nice pass to Casey Frank. Spins. Loses the ball on the floor, but gets it back. Rampton. There's 10 seconds on the shot clock. Dickel saves it. Time ticking down. They need one good look here. The ball's on the floor. Newley has got it. He goes in. He misses it. Rampton with the rebound. The Tall Blacks bail themselves out.
Yeah, that was Dylan Boucher's hustle.
Well,
he came from nowhere.
Brad Newley heard footsteps.
What do you do in a leaky boat? You bail. And they did there. And Rampton from the free throw line can't put it down. Dickel fouled over the back, no whistle. Bogut smacks into Rampton, feeds it off to McKinnon, who gets the 2 points.
Oh, what a great play, Andrew Bogut. But that man, Sam McKinnon, is there again.
Here come the Boomers. It was a 16-point lead to New Zealand. And Boucher does what he has to do. He forces the ball over halfway and draws the foul.
So intelligent, really. He knew that guy was too close. Here we see on the replay, Boucher had him on his left-hand hip there.
But watch what Newley does. Oh, we just missed it. He hit himself on the head as to say, why did I do that? What was I thinking?
Well, Boucher's probably saying to him, I bet you can't. Bet you can't get it, Brad. He reaches in. Bet you can't get it again, Brad. He reaches it in. The whistle blows.
There's that gum from Coach Brian Gorgon. He's chewed it to death.
He is really punishing that gum. Olsen. The ball was tipped out of bounds by Luke Kendall, number 7, into the game for the Boomers now.
But it's good offense by the Tall Blacks. Once again, going to the basket,
well, that's
trying
right.
to make things happen.
A lot of movement off the picks. Boucher looking inside. The pick from Rampton. Aaron Olsen goes to the hoop, puts it up, and Rampton following in. Boucher's got it. It's on the floor. He's not going to give it up. Out it comes.
Good play by the Tall Blacks.
Resets the shot clock, and it's 3:13. Third period, 48-36. Tall Blacks by 12. Inside, Casey Frank spins. Going around, Bogut puts it up. He's got it. Yes, indeed. You love it. I do.
Casey Frank, he lowered his head into the midsection of Bogut. He got a bit of space.
Well, Boucher has gone down.
Oh, he's hurt.
Looks like he has taken a blow.
Huge hit, and he is not happy. He's going after someone. He is not happy.
Didn't see that one.
Well, this is what you call cross-Tasman rivalry. The Tall Blacks into the cauldron of international basketball. They'll be harder. They'll be stronger after this 14-game build-up, Jeff. You bet.
Oh, there's no doubts about that. But say the same thing for the Australian Boomers do, Bob. They will be hardened after this as well.
Well, in a way, both teams doing each other a favor. McKinnon kicks it out, and Newley can't get it. Casey Frank gets up and polishes the window.
Oh, look at it down low. Oh, my goodness. This is basketball at its best.
Casey Frank can't get it. Smith, ball knocked out of bounds by Boucher, the poacher.
Oh, and he's taking a chair with him into the crowd. Oh, they love him down here in the Hawke's Bay when he's playing in a black uniform.
We're going to take a break. It's 50-36, the Tall Blacks over the Boomers. Here we are, the Burger King timeout taken by the Boomers. The Tall Blacks leading 50-36. They led at 9 at halftime, 37-28. Pretty close, just as it was in the first game. They led at the end of the first period by 2. And here's Brian Gorgon, crafty coach of the Boomers.
Down, you're the on-baller, all right? You guys play off the on ball. Newly, you want to get on that net. Yeah. You want to get on the net. Jay, you want to play the guard spot. You got to make a run now. Slice and pin down.
Wow. Coach Brian Gorshin believes the Boomers have to make a run right now. It's a 14-point lead, 2:27 left on the clock. And Coach Brian Gorshin wants to run from the Boomers right now.
Well, the defence from the Tall Blacks has been up to the shore. It's been a big part of this second test match.
The Tall Blacks into a zone.
Well, they want Newley to shoot a few shots, and he banks a three.
Yeah, but did he call glass?
Well, he said round ball in the big pocket, the down a wet. That's good enough. And Boucher and Newley tangled up again. It's going to be a foul against Dylan Boucher.
No, we've got a foul.
Well, here we go. They really did get tight. Look down the background there. Dylan's pushing. Oh, a nice little one into the head. Oh, and the forearm into the forehead. There's no love lost.
That foul was on Newley. From the corner, Aaron Olsen just couldn't find it. And Newley's hit by Aaron Olsen. Aaron Olsen not happy with his shot. You see that he's berating himself. Chris, in the mind, there's not that confidence, not 100% on that shot.
No, there isn't. And it was another good look, really, from Aaron. He'll be disappointed he didn't knock that one down. But, yeah, look, confidence is such a big thing when you're shooting the basketball. And Brad Newley will go to the line. The Tall Blacks are in the bonus.
Yeah, Bob, that foul down low was on Dylan Boucher, wasn't on Brad Newley. It would have been hard for Dylan not to get away with that foul.
Well, okay.
As Brad Newley converts two for the Boomers.
Boucher over halfway, breaks the trap, but then throws it away. Too many turnovers for the Tall Blacks. Tab will be going a little bit bonkers now. They cannot give the ball away like that. And McKinnon punishes them from the three-point line.
And the Australian Boomer bench is on its feet, applauding.
Well, they've cut the lead to 7 points now.
It was 16 a moment ago. 1 minute and 34 seconds counting down here to third period. A 16-point lead has vanished down to 7. Casey Frank inside, spin hook, doesn't go down. And who is it? Kendall.
Luke Kendall.
Well, the Boomers' defense has stepped up.
Well, you heard the Australian coach Brian Gorshin. He said we need to make the run, and my goodness, what a run it's been. They've got the lead down to 7. The master coach from across the ditch, Brian Gorshin.
Well, they're so hard. There's so much talent, and they've got so much self-belief and confidence. They come right back at you. Boucher reaches into the back pocket, tries to get the billfold out.
He went into the front pocket. If he was in the back pocket, it would have been all right.
Boucher just with 2 fouls as Ben Hill returns to the game. The hero of the first half.
As does the captain, Pero Cameron. There he is, Benny Hill.
And the confidence now of the Boomers is growing. 17 turnovers by our count against the Tall Blacks, 12 against the Boomers, and this is really counting up.
You missed that great rebound, that one-handed rebound by Benny Hill over Wade Halliwell.
He's got the frame and size to play international basketball, and he's got the range to go with it.
Yeah, he's making me a believer, Chris. Into the corner, Phil Jones. We need 3. Doesn't go down. Tapped away, and the Boomers get it. Aaron Olsen makes a steal, and he gives it back to Paul Henare. And the rest of the troops come the length of the battlefield to set up an offense. 6-point lead, Tall Blacks. Off the pick goes Paul Henare. Gets it back to Cameron in the corner. Aaron Olsen, nice little fake, little stutter dribble, and he gets 2.
That's good signs from Aaron Olsen. He could have shot the 3, but he went to the basket. He knew his shooting wasn't quite there yet and got an easy layup. Aaron Olsen, good basketball.
Well, the Boomers coming off picks now. Here's the man who can really shoot them into the game. But he fails that time, and Halliwell ends up on his back. And the foul is going to be against Luke Kendall at halfway as Paulie Hanani just bumps into him and says, "Out of my face, boy."
Well, that last basket by Aaron Olsen, Bob, stemmed the flow of points that were free-flowing from the Boomers.
I'll be happier if they make another 2 here, Jeff. They got 9 seconds in which to do it. Hannity holding the ball, gives it up to Pero Cameron, goes inside, gives it off to Aaron Olsen. It's off the glass. It's off the glass. Tit for tat.
He goes off the window. He got a shooting touchback. That's the main thing because Aaron Olsen hasn't been shooting the ball well. He's made that with a layup. The defense stayed off him. He come off, shot that off the glass for a 3. An 11-point All Black lead.
Well, tit for tat. We're going to take a break, but remember, the Tall Blacks 55 over the Boomers 44. Well, third quarter highlights. Here they are. The Tall Blacks looking to extend their 9-point halftime lead. Vicona, a little move there, gets the 2, and Phil Jones, you beauty. And the Boomers, Andrew Bogut showing his class there. Frank, nice little move, gets a finger roll. And the Tall Blacks at one stage extended the lead to 16, and they end up with a 55-44 lead at the end of 3 periods, 11 points, the lead. And everybody here, everybody in New Zealand, in fact, is hoping the Tall Blacks will hang on to this lead.
Well, it'll certainly make an exciting series if the Tall Blacks win this one. Going back to Australia, 1-1.
Run basic. See if we can go point option. Either one of you weak side, it doesn't matter, all right? Either one. I got it? All right. Defensively, 5. I go back. Go, boy. Go. D, 1, 2, 3. Are you talking back? We can.
Well, here we go, the start of the 4th period. 10 minutes to play in test number 2. The high road to Hiroshima. And the Tall Blacks will inbound the ball, sitting on an 11-point lead. Can they maintain it? Don't worry, the Boomers are going to make a run.
Oh, the Boomers will make a run. There is no 2 ways about it. Can the Tall Blacks hold the green and golds off?
3-guard lineup for the Tall Blacks, and Ben Hill and Pero Cameron in the forward spots.
Ben Hill is free for that 3. He can't find it. He made his first 2. He's missed his next 2.
That would have made it very difficult for the Boomers if that one had a drop.
Boomers moving the ball up very quickly, and around the 3-point circle it goes. Now McKinnon against Pero Cameron into the corner. Newley kicks it out. Markovic is all alone, and he's got it. It's clutch shooting. You've got to admit it.
Well, it was clutch shooting, and it was fantastic ball movement from the Australians. Slick passing around the outside. Wide open, Stephen Markovic knocks down a 3-pointer.
Ben Hill finds Phil Jones. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Time, always a factor. Ever more so now. From the baseline, Aaron Olsen can't find it. Ben Hill can't get the ball away from Newley, who goes down at halfway in the turnover.
That was a great defensive play by Paul Hennady. He made Brad Newley reverse pivot in the open court. Turned it over.
Paulie Hennady now directing traffic out front. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Ben Hill. They're looking for Pero, who's got it. Against the 7-footer Halliwell, there's 3 seconds on the shot clock. He makes his move, kicks it out. Paulie Hennady gets a look. Can't hit it. Ben Hill. That resets the shot clock at 24.
Well, crucial offensive rebound there. And they'll take another good look at it here, the Tall Blacks.
Tall Blacks still shooting 44%. They can maintain this. They've probably got to win. Into the corner, it's knocked out of bounds by McKinnon. That leaves 7 seconds on the shot clock. Not a lot of time, but got to get it in. A pass, maybe 2, and get a good look.
Oh, we get a timeout.
We got a Burger King timeout coming with 8 minutes and 15 seconds left in the ball game. And it's an 8-point lead, 55-47, Tall Blacks.
2-4-7-2. If you've got that in your hand, come and see us over here at the announcer's desk. we have assigned the basketball for you.
55-47. It was 11, and now it's down to 8. We're going to take a break. We'll be back.
Bring it across to me here. That's why I've got to bring.
Welcome back. Pettigrew Green Arena, packed with 3,000 fans here, and it's a rugby night in the Bay. I have to keep saying that because the other beautiful game, soccer, draws just as many fans.
In the Bay it does. There's no two ways about it. They love their sport down here in the Bay.
Well, and I got to say, this is a super stadium, this Hawke's Bay Pettigrew Green Arena. Fantastic spot for basketball. Home to a national championship now. The Hawks winning just a week ago.
Okay, here we go. Tall Blacks by 8. Phil Jones off to Perro. Doesn't want the 3 just yet. They should have taken it.
Yeah,
they forgot once again.
The Tall Blacks, that's the little things that Tab Baldwin gets very annoyed at. That the Tall Blacks should have known coming out of that Tall Black timeout that they had limited time on the shot clock.
Mental lapses cost points.
And the team like the Australian Boomers will punish those mental errors.
Newley gives it away to Markovic, who just hit that three-pointer, that clutch three-pointer. Inside it goes. Halliwell is going to be fouled by Aaron Olsen, so they'll go to the stripe. Now they're not shooting well. 15 of 24 from the free throw line. Oh no,
no bonus yet.
No bonus yet.
It's a bit early in the fourth quarter to be talking about bonus, you would have thought.
Ben Hill against the 7-footer. Nice spin by Halliwell. And Ben Hill puts his hand in the air immediately. Shot did not drop.
Well, the referees...
Well, look at it here. Halliwell goes back, comes straight back to the middle. Ben Hill goes straight up. And there was no contact on the shooting arm whatsoever.
Well, the referee gestured that he got him with his body, sort of moved his hip into him.
Well, the big lefty makes no mistake about it, and we're down to the wire, and Chris free throw shooting absolutely crucial now.
Yep, 64% for the Boomers. Wade Halliwell plays his basketball in Italy, knocks the second one down.
Tall Blacks cannot make any more mistakes. Mentally, they've got to be sharp. Completely, absolutely sharp. Eye on the shot clock, we're down to 10. The ball is not moving. Finally, they get a good look, and Aaron Olsen can't put it down yet again. Not happy with that three-point shot, but he gets back quickly and makes a steal and almost gives it away again. He's double-teamed, dribbles out of the mess, and gives it up. Aaron Olsen just a shade too slow at this stage. He'll come.
But I'll tell you what, Phil Jones is not a shade too slow, Bob, as he nails another big three-pointer.
Well, how he was left alone in the corner there, I do not know, because he is a danger man tonight, any night.
Halliwell ducks under Ben Hill, and Perro Cameron just takes that pass out of midair.
Yeah, that's a good defense by Benny Hill.
That's a defensive stop, and the shot clock is down to 15. The game clock down to 6.5 minutes. Don't leave your set. Come on, New Zealand, we need you. Inside, Paul Henare. The foul is going to be on number 6, the Iron Man.
Sam McKinnon, Lemon Sam.
Sam McKinnon a foul. Timeout called by the Aussies.
And here we see the foul. Sam McKinnon just starting up his chainsaw there. Going across the arm of Paul Henare. We've got a timeout.
We got a timeout taken. 6:05 to play. 58-49, 9-point lead. Tall Blacks.
Excellent. Hawkey is going to find himself having a bit of a hit.
Well, Bob, you got to say a 9-point lead, 6 minutes to go. The Tall Blacks have held off the run by the Australian Boomers. It's going to be a very, very tense 6 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the match.
But we reverse the ball to you guys.
It certainly will. Now we get down to the Tall Blacks bench with the coaching staff, Nenad Vasilic, and head coach Tab Baldwin.
If we make that pass, go down here. Go down real hard. Press break. You're here. Okay? All right? listen, everything
Well,
is
we'll go down and listen to the Australians. We couldn't get into the Tall Blacks.
You guys can play off the on ball, slice cut, back screen, spread the floor and on ball the whole time. All right? Now, makes, stay 12. Misses, man. Lots of time. Here we go.
Well, Gorshin's game plan is not difficult. Everyone in Australia knows it, and everyone in New Zealand should know it. You know, he's just going to go play basketball, play off the on-ball screen, and everyone spread the floor and look for that penetration and kick. It's a simple game plan. It's been very effective. If you've got the guns to do it, it's going to be hard to stop. And, of course, Australian Boomers have got a lot of shooters.
Well, he's got a young lineup on the court now. Barlow has come in. He's 21. Phil Jones, a floating jump shot from the baseline. Bradshaw into the game for New Zealand. Kendall interrupted in his dribble by Boucher, and he has to throw it away and out front. Bodies clash, but no whistle. No advantage, no problem. Into the corner. Braden. Can't get it.
That was a foul on Wade Halliwell, I suspect.
I think it was Barlow, the man with no number on his back.
Yep, he's changed his singlet. He had a bit of blood on his singlet, I believe, from his cut.
The man with no name. The man with no number.
The mystery man. David Barlow, we know him. 58-49. Tall Blacks still by 9. That trap. Oh, Tall Blacks escape.
Oh, that was a good move by Phil Jones. Not to shoot a quick one. A lot of time left. 10 seconds now on the shot clock.
Look, you want to have second helpings on the shot clock now. You want to chew up every second you can. And Phil Jones, that's beautiful.
Well, he loves this time of the game, this Phil Jones. Beautiful one-hand, floating, running jump shot.
That's a crucial shot.
11-point lead for the Tall Blacks now.
Markovic goes down the lane, whips it out from the corner. Kendall shows air. Kendall, he's human. Taro Kendall picks it up. Phil Jones.
You wouldn't have picked the Australian Boomer shooters to be shooting their balls with 5 minutes to go and 11 points down. That's unbelievable.
Sparky brings it back outside. Yelling, screaming, directing his teammates. He is the little general. Phil Jones, he's got it. That's magnificent.
That's the daggers that Jason Smith has been throwing at us all for the last 4 or 5 internationals, and Phil Jones decides to do one himself.
The West Coast veteran, 22 points for Phil Jones now in the ball game, and he's ignited this Tall Black side. Has he done enough?
Well, no, not yet, Chris. 4 minutes and 43 seconds, and the big man, Andrew Bogut, back in the ball game.
Yeah, not yet, because Bogut and that man, Jason Smith, he's got a pocket full of daggers yet to go. Hold on, New Zealand.
A.K.A. Freddie Krueger.
There he is. He's got the ball immediately.
They have to play solid team defense. They've done so all game, the Tall Blacks.
Well, they're not going to give up a shot easily. Bogut, little pick and roll, and Bogut.
Yeah, no, Luke
got a
Kendall.
Pass.
Yeah, unfortunately, Luke Kendall thought that Andrew Bogut, being the superstar, had some hands on his ankles and gave it to him around his ankles, and he did acknowledge it was a bad pass.
Still the half-court trap, and Dickel just motors right through it. Like a knife, hot knife through butter. He's so quick off the dribble. Inside, Bradshaw against Barlow from the corner.
Shoot it, Jonesy.
Daryl Cameron goes back outside. And that clock, tick-tock, tick-tock, the telltale heart.
They are gold when you get offensive rebounds internationally.
Dickel passes up the three. Bradshaw takes it. You beauty. You absolute beauty. Tall Blacks tantalizing basketball.
Well, 11 of 26 from beyond the arc, three-point range. The Tall Blacks, 42%.
Kendall in the lane. Foul. Going to be called on Phil Jones. Puts his hand in the air. And it's 66-49. 17-point lead. The reaching in foul on Phil Jones long before Boucher had to go at him. And on the line. No, not shooting yet. Team fouls, 3 against the Tall Blacks, 2 against the Boomers.
Well, this is
That plays into our hands.
good defensive move by the Tall Blacks, taking Dylan Boucher out and bringing on another good defensive
Ball
man.
spiked over halfway. It's a turnover. Bogut did the right thing. He spiked it out, but there wasn't a point guard to pick it up.
He brought in Paul Winnietunner, Tad Baldwin, to replace Dylan Boucher, another defensive expert, to stay on that man, Jason Smith.
Forgive my bias. Come on, Tall Blacks.
Oh, it's all right, Bob.
Thanks.
I'm in the same boat, buddy.
3:29. Counting down, 66-49. Casey Frank. Mismatch against Markovic. If he can get a ball on the floor. Tickle inside, into the shadows. Pass ahead, Markovic. He goes the length of the court and he scores. Turnover. Casey Frank. Casey Frank goes mentally dead a couple of times in the game and gives it away.
These are the times, the moments in the game. You just got to, that ball is like gold. It's like a little nugget of gold, and you got to take care of it.
Come on, Casey, concentrate. Every second of every game.
Dickles will steady the ship out front.
Under 3 minutes. 15-point lead. Dickel, missed pass, but he gets it right back. Phil Jones, can he do it? He does. You beauty. You beauty.
Unconscious. Phil Jones. 25 points now for the Reefton kid.
Who's your man of the match? Who's your man of the match?
Phil Jones.
Starts with J, ends with S. The Jones boy. Bogut misses it. The Jones boy gets a rebound.
Well, he's having a fantastic game tonight, Phil Jones.
Come on, you Tall Blacks. 69-51. Oh, we've waited many months for this. Oh, you beauty. We salute you. We salute you, Phil Jones.
He is enjoying this moment, and so is the 3,000 fans here at the Pettigrew Green Arena.
We salute you, Phil Jones. You've got it. 72-51. Something of a humiliation for Andrew Bogut and his boys. Don't worry, Aussies always get over it. Casey Frank punishes. No, he doesn't. I'm anticipating a bit too much. Markovic gives Anstey a little putback.
Well, they lost the first game in overtime, the Tall Blacks. They had a shot to win it.
This is it. It's all over. People watching this on television, you enjoy this. It's rare, but it's becoming more and more frequent. This is becoming one of the classic matchups in sport. The Trans-Tasman rivalry. The Tall Blacks versus the Boomers. 72-53. 1 minute, 5 seconds to play as Barlow couldn't get up the shot. Anstey trying to draw the foul. There was no whistle. Too bad. Kick out. And the ball is back to the maestro. The electrician, Sparky. Light it up, Spark. Set us on fire, mate. We love it. Bradshaw. Can't get it. Dickel brings it back out. Shot clock reset. The crowd is on its feet. They love it. The Bay is in an uproar. Round ball rhapsody. Raptors. Turnaround jumper by Bradshaw. 20 seconds and counting down. Jeff Green, don't you love it?
Oh, great stuff, Bob. Great stuff.
The Tall Blacks even the series at 1-all 0 into the cauldron of international basketball. They will be harder. They will be tougher after 14 games of this sort of basketball. The series is level, 72-53. The Tall Blacks have done it. The crowd is ecstatic. New Zealand, we salute you, Tall Blacks. We want more and more. And you're going to be watching it, all of it, on TV too. 2 games against Qatar in August before they travel off to Japan. They lost a heartbreaker in overtime, 81-79 by 2, 48 hours ago. They get up off the floor and they take the Boomers apart by 19. good on you, boys, is saluting this fabulous Napier crowd. There's a real love-love relationship developing here, becoming the heart of New Zealand basketball, the Bay. And the big man, Pero Cameron, in the middle of the court. He's going to be talking with commentator Chris Tupu.
Well, Pero Cameron, we don't beat the Aussies very often, buddy, but how does that victory feel for you?
Pretty sweet, mate. The other night we played him, I missed a J to win it. But tonight, one of our two guards, Phil Jones, he shot incredible. He's very capable, that's why he plays overseas. And, you know, he brought it home for us. Fantastic crowd tonight, too.
Pero, what was the difference for you? Could you pick out any difference? I know the defense was you know, very good again.
Mate, I think guys like Craig Bradshaw, a couple offensive putbacks. Benny Hill came in, unbelievable, 7 points in a couple minutes. Just gave the guys confidence. Shook the older fellas up. Jonesy come out and sealed it in the fourth. Just all-round team effort, though, you know.
Ben Hill, we know what he can do. I've seen him, you know, over the years in the National League. How good does that feel for you to see someone like that guy come in and do his stuff?
Mate, I've been playing with Benny for the last 5 years. He's very capable offensively. You know, I went to him a lot too, you know, shooting the ball. He's unbelievable. He walked out there tonight, his first 2 seconds, and I got all the guys. I said, we got to feed this guy. You don't know how good he is. And I went up to Ben, I said, it's all yours, mate. So that's your oyster. And he made his first and just went on from there. He's a talent.
He is indeed. Pero 1-1 now. You head across the ditch. You got to be feeling good about that.
Always good to get a win against Aussies. It doesn't come around often. And we feel like we get close a lot of the times. We got 2 more games over the ditch against him. Yeah, see how we go.
Fantastic stuff, big fella. Awesome. And good luck across the ditch, buddy.
Well, okay, basketball fans, we're going to take a break. But, hey, come back and celebrate this win a little bit longer with us. We'll be back right after this. To start the game from the Tall Blacks, and then the Boomers came back into it. Winnetana with a typical runaway 2. The end of the first period, the Tall Blacks by 2. In the second period, the Boomers started putting a little pressure on the Tall Blacks, but they managed to slip away at one point to a 16-point lead. The Boomers came back. Debutant Ben Hill ignites the Tall Blacks with a 3, and inside, Mika Bukana smiles at Andrew Bogut as he drops 2. Great performances from just about everybody. Bogut always hanging around there. At halftime, it was a 9-point lead. In the third period, Mika Bukana went to work. Great to see him coming off the bench and scoring well. And the Jones boy, he did everything. Bogut once again showing his professional class. Center for the Milwaukee Bucks in the NBA. And Casey Frank goes around him to score. Must love it. Aaron Olsen gets inside at the end of 3 periods. It was an 11-point lead from the corner. The Jones boy lights it up again. And from the top, the Tall Blacks just shooting the lights out. They shot 45% in the game. Bradshaw hits a 3. By this time, it was all over. Markovic scores 2, but it mattered not a whit. 19-point lead. At the end, the Tall Blacks with a big win.
Well, Phil Jones, how does that feel? You guys, you know, you talked about shooting the ball better. Mate, you were on fire tonight.
Yeah, you know, Wednesday night was a different story from tonight. We didn't shoot the ball at all well. And, you know, we came out tonight with a little bit more confidence, knocked down our first couple of shots, and we seemed to get on a roll. And Tab said to us that he wants us to, you know, relax out there on offense and just play our style of basketball and shoot when we're open and knock the shots down, and that's what we did tonight.
Your defense again was up to par, but when did you feel the Boomers started to get a bit rattled?
I think it was probably late in the second quarter, and then in the beginning of the third quarter. You know, we knocked a couple of shots down early, got out to about 14, 15 points. Then they came back a little bit at us, you know, and we held our composure and then pushed it out again at the end, so it was nice.
And some solid performances from everyone, really. Tony Rampton and off the bench, and Bradshaw, and then Ben Hill.
Yeah, you know, everyone contributed, came off and gave us some good minutes on defense, offense as well. But I think for me, Benny was a standout. You know, he came out, knocked down his first shot, got his confidence up, and he was great. He was awesome.
Phil, you've played a long time for New Zealand. How does this victory rate with you?
Yeah, it's right up there with all the games that I've played, and it's always nice to beat Australia. It's been a while, so you know, we're going to try and do it again. Go over to Aussie and see if we can do the same thing.
What did you have for breakfast, mate? Because you just, you know, you were firing them in from everywhere tonight.
Actually, I ate the same thing I eat for breakfast every day, you know, since I've been in camp. So it has nothing to do with that. It's just a mental thing. And tonight I knocked down my first shot, and I was away.
It was a beautiful thing, Jonesy. Good luck across the Tasman, mate. Well done.
Cheers, Toops. Thanks a lot.
Well, check these numbers. They're wonderful to see. Jones, 28. Buckets full from Jones. The Aussies are sick of him. McKinnon, 13. Newley, 11. And the Milwaukee Bucks center Bogut on 9. And the Boomers scored only 9 points in the fourth quarter. Assist Dickel was magnificent. McKinnon, magnificent for the Boomers once again. And rebounding, total rebounds. The Tall Blacks out-rebounded the Boomers. Cameron, 6. Bradshaw, 6. Dickel, 5. And for the Boomers, Anstey and Halliwell, 2 7-footers, figuring with 5 each.
Well, Ben, fantastic first-up performance for you, getting a victory over the Boomers. When Tab Baldwin called your number, what was going through your mind, mate?
Well, the nerves pretty much kicked in. I was pretty much nervous since he named the team this morning. I normally don't get nervous, but playing for the country, it's an awesome opportunity, and we did well.
And, you know, for you, first touch of the ball, I think you got a rebound, but then down there on offense, they stepped off you, mate.
Yeah, I don't think they knew I could shoot. It's just one of the things of being a newcomer. I guess next time they know, so it may be different.
And for you guys, a little bit of confidence as the guys head across the ditch.
Yeah, for sure. The series is still alive. We win the next 2, the series is over, so we'll try and get that over there for sure.
Physically out there, how did you find the game? A step up from the NBL?
Definitely, there's some definite big boys out there, a couple of 7-footers. But that's nothing new to me. I'm used to banging, so we banged.
Ben, you know, I've seen you do it on the National League, and to me it was the same thing out there. Is that how you approach this? You know, just, you know, going to go about your stuff?
Pretty much, yeah. I sort of know what I can do, so I just kept to doing what I do, pretty much.
You enjoy playing with this group of guys? I mean, you know, at this level, they're all sort of top players in their own right.
Yeah, it's awesome. Practices are intense, the game's intense. It's awesome, for real.
Ben Hill, you're a legend, mate. Thank you for taking time, and good luck with these next test matches, and well done on your debut, mate.
Thank you. Thanks.
Well, Brian, 1-1. You guys head back home now to Australia. What a series we're going to have now.
Yeah, no, I think, again, this is, I don't know how it is for them, but this is very good for us. Really disappointing performance from the team tonight. I think the first game, we had a chance to win the game, so I played 4 guys, you know, close to 40 minutes, and we trained really hard yesterday, so I played those young guys a lot tonight, and I thought the inexperience at this level showed. They just, the Kiwis executed much better than we did. They got better shots. The small lineup was much more productive out here than the big lineup. And again, I played a lot of bodies tonight. I'm going to use these kids in this series. That's what it's for, and make some decisions. But again, last night, a lot of minutes from 4. Tonight, I went deep into the bench, and I thought it showed in the performance of the team tonight.
Just talking about one of the Tall Black players you wouldn't have seen much of, the guy on debut, Ben Hill. What did you think of his performance tonight for the Tall Blacks?
Well, he was a very, very good shooter, and Pero, Cameron, and a guy like that are very physical on our bigs, and we're not, they're shorter and they're smaller, and you want to exploit him inside, but he's very physical. He pushed us off our spots, and then offensively, he's a big guy that a 7-footer's got to shoot, and he likes to shoot the 3, and that's hurt us all series. Bradshaw, Pero, Cameron, Hill, those guys are holding their own around the basket, and we're not getting advantage out of our bigs because our offense isn't sophisticated enough to get any movement to get them the ball. And defensively, we're getting hurt by the 3-point shots, and all their bigs can hit him. And I just think he's another piece to that puzzle for him, and I think he'll help them.
Brian, thanks for taking time to talk to us, mate. Good luck across the Tasman in those next 2 test matches against the Tall Blacks.
Thank you.
Okay, basketball fans, put these 2 dates in your diary. After a trip to South America, the Tall Blacks come home, and they've got 2 games on the 11th and 13th of August against Asian Zone qualifiers Qatar before they meet Pau Gasol and the rest of the Spanish Armada in game number 1 of the World Championships 2006.
Well, just the 5th time in history that the Tall Blacks have beaten the Australian Boomers. I'm here with Phil Jones and his daughter, Maya. You want to say anything?
It's just a bit quiet tonight. Been doing all the yelling during the game.
Well, a fantastic victory here. Phil Jones was a big part of it. The Tall Blacks head across the Tasman, tied the series up 1-1. From all the team at 2 Sport, I'm Chris Suber. You've been watching the Home of Hoops, and I'll catch you on the rebound.
They've rewritten the record books, nailing arch rivals Australia 72-53 in Napier. The 19-point margin is New Zealand's biggest ever over the Boomers, and only the 5th time they've beaten their Trans-Tasman rivals. And leading the scoring last night was veteran guard Phil Jones. Sam Ackerman reports.
He arrived at Auckland Airport with little fanfare, but last night Phil Jones was the centre of attention in Napier.
Oh, you beauty! We salute you! We salute you, Phil Jones!
You get into a bit of a groove, and last night was one of those nights where, most of the shots I threw up went in, and it was a good feeling.
Just like the team haka, the man they call the Reefton Kid got up in the Boomers' face from the outset.
There's nothing but a pinball machine lighting up at the end of that one.
Setting the tone for his 28-point haul as the Tall Blacks got off to another flyer. The Boomers bounced back, drawing level in the second quarter. Rookie Ben Hill, son of basketball great Stan, made his own mark, shooting over NBA star Andrew Bogut to open his international account. The New Zealanders bashed the Boomers around the court, and the Aussies were knocked off their game.
Kendall shows air.
The Tall Blacks were quick to capitalise, Jones letting loose with 4 3-pointers in the last quarter to bury the Boomers 72-53 in a tone for the overtime loss in Game 1. But their greatest ever win over the old foe was quickly put in its place.
It was a great win for New Zealand basketball. It was a great win for the Tall Blacks. But we will keep it in perspective. And it's pretty easy right now because, our sights are really set on the world champs and on Spain in a few weeks' time.
The teams are on their way to Australia for 2 more tests, the next in Hobart on Monday. Sam Ackerman, 3 News.
Over their #1 rivals, but the Tall Blacks have had little time to celebrate. Today they headed across the Tasman with 2 matches still to play in the series against Australia.
Doubtless Dylan Boucher would have got this welcome regardless, but no one could argue he'd earned it. Boucher was part of the Tall Blacks team who steamrolled the Aussies 72-53 to level the series. They were plenty happy about it last night, but with 2 away games to go, it was back to business today.
It is just part of a process right now, and we're happy that we got it. We're happy that we played well, but, Monday is another test for us, and if we're not better, then this game probably hasn't served us well.
Whereas the first test was marred by poor shooting, last night the Tall Blacks were on form from the get-go.
Jones from a long way out, there's nothing but...
For a shooter, it can be really important to knock down your first shot in the game. You sort of feel comfortable, you get the monkey off your back, so to speak. And on Wednesday night, none of us really shot the ball well except for Kirk. Without Kirk, then myself and a few of the other guys had to step up.
And step up he did.
Launches a 3.
When Australia tried to turn copycat, it was embarrassing.
Shows air.
It was a big night for the unfortunately christened Benny Hill. As proud mum watched his debut, Ben showed off some of the skills inherited from Dad Stan.
Oh, here's the bomb. You beauty. You beauty. That's what I'm talking about, Ben Hill.
but ultimately it was down to this man.
And Phil Jones, that's beautiful.
Well, he loves this time of the game, this Phil Jones.
Phil Jones scoring 28 points, 24 of them through 3-pointers. So roll on Hobart, and dare we think it, perhaps the first Tall Black win on Aussie soil. Mary Durham, One News.
Don't you love it? Humble in victory.